Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Listen carefully. I came here tonight not just to talk, not just to tell stories, not just to entertain you. I came here to remind you of something you already know deep inside your heart. Defeat is not an option. Not for me, not for you, not for anybody who breathes, who dreams, who fights for their life every single day. You see, people think of me as a fighter. They think of the knockouts, the belts, the roar of the crowd, the destruction in the ring. But I'll tell you something right now. The real fights, the real wars, they weren't under the bright lights of Las Vegas, Madison Square Garden, or Tokyo Dome. They were in the shadows. They were in my mind. They were in the streets of Brooklyn where I grew up. They were in the nights when I was hungry, broke, desperate, confused, and angry at the whole damn world. You want to talk about defeat? I've seen it. I've tasted it. I've had it shoved in my face. But I refuse to let it own me. Defeat can visit you, but you can't let it stay. You can't let it set up camp in your soul, because once you let defeat get comfortable in your life, it eats everything. Your confidence, your energy, your dreams. And before you know it, you're not even alive anymore. You're just existing. And I don't want you to exist. I want you to live. I want you to fight. I want you to believe with every cell in your body that defeat is not an option. When I was a kid, I was scared. I was weak. I was bullied. I was stealing food, stealing clothes, trying to survive. I was a victim. But then one day, I discovered something. I had a fire inside me. And once that fire was lit, I fed it every single day. Every punch I threw, every mile I ran, every push-up I did, it was feeding that fire. Because I knew the world wanted me broken, but I wanted to be unbreakable. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta find that fire inside you. Everybody's got it. Some of you keep it hidden. Some of you keep it quiet because the world told you to calm down, to relax, to be realistic, to stop dreaming so big. Forget that. Don't let anybody put out your fire. That fire is your weapon. That fire is your power. That fire is your reminder that you are alive and you are dangerous to anything that tries to stop you. Now let me tell you the truth. The road is hard. Life will hurt you. Life will punch you in the face harder than any fighter ever could. You will fall. You will cry. You will scream. You will doubt yourself. But you got to understand something. Pain is the greatest teacher in the world. Pain doesn't lie. Pain doesn't sugarcoat. Pain tells you exactly where you are and exactly how bad you want it. When I lost fights, when I lost friends, when I lost everything, pain was my teacher. Pain asked me, Mike, are you done or are you gonna get up? Are you going to surrender or are you going to rise? And every time I chose to rise. Not because I was special, not because I was invincible, but because I refused to accept defeat. That's the difference right there. Winners aren't people who never fail. Winners are people who never quit. I'll tell you something about champions. We don't rely on feelings. Feelings are weak. Feelings are temporary. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll quit the second you feel tired, the second you feel scared, the second things don't go your way. That's why you need discipline. Discipline is doing what you said you would do long after the excitement is gone. Discipline is showing up when you don't feel like it. Discipline is saying, I don't care how I feel. I care about what I promised myself. That's how I trained. That's how I lived. That's how I survived. I didn't feel like running at 4 a.m., but I ran anyway. I didn't feel like sparring after my body was destroyed, but I fought anyway. Why? Because my dream was bigger than my feelings. My purpose was bigger than my excuses. My destiny was bigger than my pain. And you gotta have that same mindset. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Start being disciplined. Because discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline doesn't care about excuses. Discipline only cares about results. The biggest opponent you'll ever face is not the person across from you. It's not your boss. It's not your competition. It's not your critics. The biggest opponent is the person you see in the mirror. That person in the mirror knows your weaknesses. That person knows your fears. That person knows your darkest thoughts. And every morning, that person challenges you. You either control that person or that person controls you. And if you let your inner coward, your inner quitter, your inner liar win, then you are already defeated. That's why every single day you wake up, you got to look in that mirror and declare, I am not defeated. I will not quit. I will not surrender. I will control my mind. I will own my body. I will conquer my spirit. If you can win against yourself, nobody on this earth can stop you. Some people hate pressure. Some people collapse under pressure. But champions, real champions, they love pressure. They need it. They feed off it. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is proof that you're alive. Proof that you're chasing something that matters. Proof that you're not sitting in the comfort zone where nothing grows. Think about it. Diamonds are made under pressure. Steel is forged under fire. Champions are born in the crucible of pressure. So the next time life puts pressure on you, don't run, don't hide, smile. Because that pressure is shaping you into something stronger, harder, sharper than you've ever been before. I want you to understand something. Defeat is not a condition. Defeat is a choice. You can lose a job, but that doesn't mean you're defeated. You can lose a fight, but that doesn't mean you're defeated. You can lose a relationship, lose money, lose your health, lose everything. But you're not defeated unless you choose to stay down. Defeat is when you give up. Defeat is when you stop trying. Defeat is when you accept the lie that you can't win. But if you get back up one more time, if you keep fighting one more day, if you keep moving one more step, then you are not defeated. You are still alive. You are still in the game. You are still dangerous. Listen to me. Nobody remembers the man who gave up. Nobody celebrates the one who quit. But the world remembers those who kept fighting no matter what. That's the legacy of a fighter. Not the wins, not the belts, not the fame. The legacy of a fighter is the refusal to surrender. That's what makes people immortal. That's what makes people legends. You don't have to be a boxer. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a celebrity. Every single one of you in this room has a fight. And every single one of you can build a legacy by refusing to be defeated. So let me leave you with this. Defeat is not an option. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. You will struggle. You will hurt. You will fall. But you will rise. You will fight. You will conquer. Because you were not born to be average. You were not born to surrender. You were born to be great. So when life tries to break you, when the world tells you to quit, when your own mind whispers that you can't make it, stand tall, look it in the eye and say, defeat is not an option. I will fight until my last breath. I will win because I refuse to lose. Now go out there and show the world who the hell you are. Thank you.